Hello and welcome into Anchorage Bucs baseball alongside my partner Will Hopkins. Vic Masley here at Mulcahy Stadium in Anchorage, Alaska, and we got a pretty day, prettier than what we've been used to this past couple of weeks. The sun is shining, we got bright blue skies, and we got the Matsu Miners in town. The team has just faced the Miners twice in league play, three times if you count that non-league game, and 3-0 against these Miners team. This Miners team, who's looked really good, they're 12-9, not very far back from the Bucs at all in terms of the standings. Bucs are 14-6 and have looked really good so far in the month of July. The Miners come into this game 4-1. They played a couple more games than the Bucs, who are 3-1. If you count that doubleheader though against the Pilots on July 4th, the Bucs would be 5-1. That non-league no, doubleheader against the Pilots, where the Bucs just in grand fashion took those two games in a big sweep there, and then the combined no against the Pilots the day before. But the Miners have looked really good. Two wins against the Oilers, two wins against the Pilots, but only four runs in their last two games and only two runs allowed. It's a banged up Bucs team. How do the Bucs get it done against the Miners, who are a really good team, with the Bucs being so hurt? Will?
Yeah, the key for the Bucks today, not just for game one, but for both games of this doubleheader, will be to have the starters go extended innings. We know Chad Gurney is starting game one. We're expecting Zan Rose in game two. It's going to be vital for both of them to get into the fifth, sixth, maybe even seventh inning, because there's just multiple guys in this bullpen that are banged up that we know these coaches can't count on yet today. And it goes beyond the bullpen, though. There's problems in the field as
Yeah.
well. So just hoping that everybody can stay healthy and do their part to limit the number of players these coaches have to call upon today.
Yeah, yesterday's game, Eli Lipinski had to be taken out after just facing one batter. He came back a little too soon from his start on July 4th. Brody Purcell has gone down with a little bit of an injury. Christian Powell is still dealing with a sore arm. Max Ross with that thumb. Riley Hunsaker with the hamstring. The list goes on. And looking at the pitchers today that could go, Ryland Hyder, a guy that has gone the most amount of innings for the Bucs, he's not really available today. Obviously, all the starters wouldn't be available. Arnett, I don't believe, would be available. He's pitched a lot. I think Rudd could be available. Elijah Dew, probably not as well. Lipinski, I just said, probably not as well. Adam Inyart went yesterday, too. Not a lot of options. Zane Kelly, a guy that hasn't pitched a lot for the Bucs, who's mainly used as an outfielder, is probably going to have to pitch in the second game, I would assume, or maybe even in this first game, even though he's playing in the field. Max Ross was a late scratch, so maybe that is hinting that Zane Kelly would be into this game. And if he does have to come into this game earlier on, what is the damage control going to look like for this Bucs team if Chad or if Zan cannot go those 5 innings?
Yeah, 100%. We saw the Chinooks do it yesterday, putting a fielder into play, and so we could see that with Zane Kelly. But for the Bucks, I'm really confident in Zan Rose going
Mm-hmm.
extended innings. He's done it multiple times for Gurney. His last outing couldn't get an out in the fourth. He tried that fourth inning, a couple hit by pitches, and that was it for him. So I think instead of worrying about who's going to come in, I liked what you said about Rudd. I think he's a guy we could expect to see. I think it's more about just really trying to put your all into getting these starters through the fifth, maybe sixth innings. And I think even though they might not want to for Coach Springman and Coach Montez, it might be a little bit of a longer leash for these starters than we may be used to.
And well, the last time the Bucs faced the Miners, it was Zan Rose on the hill, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that game. We'll tell you more about the Miners starter, that's Tucker Timmerman. A little bit more about the starting lineups as well. That's a little bit shaken up today. We're just trying to get through injuries, so a lot more to talk about. We'll head to a break. We'll be right back with starting lineups. Talk about more about the starting pitching as well when we come back. Welcome back to Bucks Baseball. On the hill for the Miners, we teased it before the break, is Tucker Timmerman out of Nebraska in his fifth appearance. And so far in his past four, they're all, or excuse me, two of them have been starts, and he's 2-0. And he has looked really sharp. 12 innings pitched, 11 hits, but just one earned run, good enough for a .75 ERA. How about this? One walk and 16 strikeouts in those 12 innings pitched. So it might be a tough day for the Bucks bats, who have been a little bit quieter as of the recent past. But looking at, as for the Bucks starter in Chad Gurney, he's also been someone who's been pretty good, right, Will?
Yeah, Chad will make his fourth start in league play, 1-0 with 11 and a third innings pitched, 8 earned runs. That's a 6.35 ERA, 9 hits, 10 strikeouts, and 5 walks. The Bucks are 2-1 in games he's played, but they've averaged over 10 runs per game in those 3 games. So some good run support for Gurney. And his last time out came on the 29th. That was the series finale on the peninsula. He went 3 innings, started in that fourth, but gave up 2 hit by pitches and was then removed. 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. Go ahead and give you the lineup for the Miners that he'll be facing today. Drake Kerr will lead things off in center field with Don Patrizzi, the shortstop, batting second. Kyle McCausland will be the designated hitter. He'll bat third with Christian Perez playing first base and batting cleanup. Brandon Durand will catch for Tucker Timmerman and bat fifth, with Chase Wilcox on the hot corner batting sixth. Nick Basaccia will play second base. He'll bat seventh, and in the eight hole is Kellen Strohmeyer playing right field, with Riker Scow in left field to round things out. Once again, that's Kerr, Patrizzi, and McCausland, Perez, Durand, and Wilcox, Basaccia, Strohmeyer, and Scow, with Timmerman on the mound. As for the homestanding Anchorage Bucs, Cole Carlone will lead things off once again. He'll be in the field playing first base, with Will Burns at shortstop batting second. Andrew Lamb will play left field up in the three hole, with Ryan Callahan serving as a designated hitter batting cleanup. Josh Hankins will bat fifth and play third base, with Zane Kelly in center field batting sixth. Brody Briggs will catch for Chad Gurney batting seventh, and Cade Lacey will play in right field batting eighth, with Peyton Knowles at second base to finish up the order. Once again, that's Carlone, Burns, and Lamb, Callahan, Hankins, and Kelly, Briggs, Lacey, and Knowles, with Chad Gurney on the mound for the Bucks. Gurney out of Cal State Fullerton. He was a freshman there this season. 25 and a third innings pitched, an 8.53 ERA, 13 appearances, 7 of them starts, 20 strikeouts, and 15 walks for the Garden Grove, California native, standing 6 feet, 190 pounds. On the flip side, for Tucker, Timmerman was also a freshman at Nebraska, though. 16 and two-thirds innings pitched, an 8.10 ERA, 15 appearances, none of them starts. Had a 2-0 record with 1 save, 18 strikeouts, and 14 walks. So he's obviously really improved on that strikeout to walk ratio. As Vic mentioned, 16 strikeouts and just 1 walk so far in ABL play. His first 2 outings, 1 inning in relief. His last 2 outings, 5 innings apiece to start things off. He's a Nebraska native from Beatrice, Nebraska, and he's built like a Midwestern boy. 6'3", 220 for Tucker Timmerman. As the PA announcer just finishes up the Bucs starting lineup, we'll go ahead and give you the national anthem, hopefully still avoiding all those copyright issues. Here you go.
If everyone could please rise for the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps as we honor America with the singing of tonight's national anthem, to be performed by Steve Peterson. Steve will be accompanied by Nancy Lee at Dodger Stadium, Illinois.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed the national anthem. Chad Gurney on the mound will throw his warm-up tosses to Brody Briggs with Cole Carlone at first base, Peyton Knowles at his more and more familiar second base, Will Burns at his extremely familiar shortstop position, and Josh Hankins on the hot corner. Andrew Lamb will play left field, Zane Kelly in center field, and Cade Lacey in right field. And Kelly, the only real option in center field right now, or at least that it seems like Coach Springman is comfortable with. Max Ross just trying to get over a bit of a thumb issue, and Riley Hunsaker gave it a go yesterday, but that hamstring still not at 100%. He started the game in center and then moved out to right field, and then after just a few innings, that was that for him. So Kelly will play out there, a position that Kelly has told me he's super comfortable playing and prefers to his right field spot that we saw him in to start the season. And then Cade Lacey and Andrew Lamb getting more and more comfortable in the outfield, especially Lacey, who we just saw starting to play there over the last week or two. The top three for the Miners will be Drake Kerr, Don Patrizzi, and Kyle McCausland. As Vic mentioned, just 4 runs for the Miners over their last 2 games, but with 2 runs allowed, that's enough for 2 wins. Talked about the Bucs run support with Gurney on the mound, 10 runs in a win against the Miners, 13 runs in a win against the Pilots, and 9 runs in a loss, or 8 runs, in a loss against the Oilers. This is Gurney's first league start here at home, all 3 previously coming on the road, and he'll have a tough task with Tucker Timmerman on the other side, who's been superb. And not only is he 2-0, but the Miners are 4-0 in games that he's pitched in, which includes being 2-0 in games that he's started because he's picked up the win in both of those games. And now in the alternate red, white, and blue July 4th themed jerseys that have brought some luck to the Miners, here comes Drake Kerr to the plate. And now to the mic for the play-by-play. Here's Vic Maslia.
Thank you, Will. And those jerseys, super nice for those Miners. The 4th of July 5th, the dark navy blue with the USA lettering across the chest, Miners. And then outlined in that white color too, and just looks really sharp. And yeah, I guess if you won 3 straight, including the 4th of July game, might as well rock it. And Chad Gurney rocks a fastball inside to start Drake Kerr. We are underway at Mulcahy Stadium. A beautiful day. The sky is opening up, still cloudy out in the horizon over there in left field, but brighter skies above us and a big swing and miss from Drake Kerr, who will be roaming around in center field come the bottom half of the first inning. Hankins up on the grass, maybe expecting a bunt. We knew the Miners to be a really small ball heavy team in the first game we played against them out in Matsu, and there's just Drake Kerr laying down a beauty. Briggs is going to take it himself, but he's going to have to put it into his back pocket. He called off Chad Gurney and said he got that one, but unfortunately, the Bucs can't get the out, and Drake Kerr lays down an absolute beauty.
I don't think either of them would have had a chance, even if Briggs let Gurney feel that. Just a perfectly placed bunt. And like you talked about, the first matchup between these two teams, we saw the Miners playing a ton of small ball, not just at the plate, but just taking advantage of extra bases when the opportunity presented itself.
So Drake Kerr at first base with a bunt single, and that was just an absolute beauty. This next one is swung on, popped up foul ground. Carlone giving it chase, and he has enough room and hauls that baby in for out number 1. So one pitch takes care of Don Patrizzi. Going back to that last bunt, I think Hankins backed up a little bit after he saw Kerr not squaring around the bunt. And that was a late square by Drake Kerr, and you could tell that he is really good at what he does because not a lot of ball players can do that.
Got to be careful of him at first. 14 for 16 on stolen base attempts.
Kyle McCausland at the dish. The first pitch he sees is downstairs.
And those 14 stolen bases leads ABL play by 3 with Colin Robson in second with 11.
Gurney checks on Kerr, but he gets back there safely. Wind blowing out from right to left. Could maybe help the right-handed hitters. 1-0 pitch. Rocket into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Cutting it off is Andrew Lamb, and he'll fire it into Will Burns. And that's a 1-out base knock for Kyle McCausland. Moves Drake Kerr first to second. Still have the force out, though.
Yeah, just solid barreled up, deposited right into left field. And these Miners have been aggressive at the plate. They're not waiting to get into these deep counts on Gurney.
Not at all. And not a lot of pitches to start here. Christian Perez bats in just 6 pitches, an out and 2 runners aboard. First pitch he sees is down and in.
We talked about it in the open. So key for Gurney to have longevity in this game. Has only reached 5 innings once this season. The Bucs really need it out of him today, excuse me.
1-0 to Perez, the first baseman. Swings and misses at that. If anything, the Miners have been a little bit behind on the fastball. Of course, Kerr didn't have to worry about that when he was dropping down the bunt. But the second pitch he saw was a big swing and miss at that. So we'll see if Gurney uses that to his advantage. McCausland a big lead at first. No one's holding him on. Next one to Perez is guided down the line. What a stop by Josh Hankins. Steps on first post, and he gets the man. What a play. Stepped on third after diving towards the line and fires a strike to first base. And what a way to get out of an inning. And a great stop by Josh Hankins over there. So mark that as a 5-3 double play. Chad Gurney finds himself out of a 2-runner on jam. He strands 2. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. Nothing doing for the Miners. The Bucs coming up when we come back. Bottom half of the first inning, what a play by Josh Hankins. Was able to snag that ball. It was headed down the third base line, touched third, and then delivered a strike over to first base and patented 5-3 double play. And Cole Carlone, the lefty, steps up in the left-handed batter's box, the leadoff man for the second straight game, usually a 2-hole or a 3-hole batter. So he'll be the first to get a lick off of Timmerman, who delivers a ball inside to start.
Carlone, definitely not your prototypical leadoff guy, but we know that Coach Springman likes to mix and match with this lineup.
1-0 pitch, ground ball towards second, and it's off Nick Bisaccia's glove and into center field. Carlone with a leadoff base hit. Now when a tough play for Bisaccia, ranging over towards the middle, and was trying to get some glove on it. It looked like he was really focusing on getting the ball in the glove, and I'm surprised that that's where he went wrong. If anything, I thought that it just wouldn't have been a clean transfer and have been a tough throw to get Carlone, but unfortunately just can't come up clean with it. So a leadoff base hit for both teams. Carlone and then Drake Kerr in the top half of the first had a leadoff base hit bunt. Now Will Burns, who moves up to the 2-hole, takes the ball upstairs, and Burns, normally a 5-hole batter. We've seen him bat fourth, and I don't know if he's even bat above fourth, but definitely haven't seen him in the 2-hole. So new scenery for him is they check on Carlone, but he's in there safely.
Carlone does like to steal a base pretty often. He's no Drake Kerr over there, but still someone that the Miners will definitely have to be careful of, and we saw that there from Timmerman.
The 1-0, and excuse me swing is fouled away by Will Burns. That one almost hit him. It's really coming in there from Timmerman. Plays out in Nebraska. and he's every bit of that 6'3" frame. One ball, one strike to Burns. The pitch, and he squares to bunt, lays it down the third base line. Oh, this is a beauty. Great play by Wilcox. The throw is in time, but it's a sac bunt from Will Burns, and a good play by Chase Wilcox just to get the out in general.
Yeah, really good play. Made sure to get that angle right so that he could avoid the runner in Burns, and good job by Perez to give him a big target as well.
So that'll bring up Andrew Lamb, who's in the 3-hole. And we've seen him play all over the place. Every single position that seemed, except for pitcher and maybe out there in center field. I don't think we've seen him yet, but pretty much every other position. He gets a called strike on him. I don't know if I've seen him in the 3-hole as of late. Bats towards the middle of the order or down at the bottom. But he's been swinging a good stick. Gets to move up in the order, playing in left field. That's where he started off, but we've seen him at third and second, first as well.
Catcher, right field.
0-1, just to, ooh, no, late call by the home plate umpire. That one catches the upstairs part of the plate. No balls, 2 strikes.
And Lamb always liking to ask the home plate umpire how much more room there might be in the zone, and he's always calm about it, just trying to learn more and more so that he can use that to know whether he should swing at the next one.
Especially when he's behind the dish catching, likes to talk to the umpire. 0-2. Just gets a piece of it, fouls it back.
Just a reminder, both these games just 7 innings. So scoring early and getting ahead, even more important than it would be normally.
And a great job by Gurney, able to get out of that inning. Josh Hankins with a huge play. Definitely something to look back on if it's a low-scoring game.
100%.
No balls, 2 strikes. Next one. That one's upstairs to Lamb. After Lamb, it's Callahan. Mind you, Zane Kelly batting the 6th hole. It's a late scratch for Max Ross, who was supposed to start in center field. Fortunately, still dealing with that thumb injury, and hopefully to see him back in the lineup soon. Beaten up Bucs team, trying to get the job done here in a doubleheader. Timmerman's going to look back Carlone.
And the interesting thing about Max Ross is, I asked him what happened to his thumb. He said it started bothering him between innings throwing warm-up tosses in the outfield. That's not a way of getting hurt that you hear of every day.
No, not really. Can't imagine why. Maybe he's just throwing a lot and it's catching up to him. 1-2. Burns is just able to catch up to that pitch by Timmerman and fouls it back.
We were talking during the break, as great as these uniforms are for the Miners, the combination of the red, white, and blue jerseys with the yellow and green hats doesn't look the best together.
I would think it'd throw off the batter. I'd be like too focused on that cap and the combo.
That's probably why you're up here.
Yeah. There's a lot of reasons to why I'm up here and not down there. 1-2. This is hit well to center field, but it's going to hang up there for Drake Kerr. He drifts back, makes the grab. Carlone thought he was going to go, and he's going to hold up at second base. The throw was a little bit up of third base, so he might have been able to go, but probably a wise decision. Drake Kerr did not have to drift super far back to make that grab. 2 down. Still that runner at second for Ryan Callahan.
Ball looked like it was hit hard off the bat of Lamb, but in the end, a pretty routine fly ball. But I like that from Carlone, just forcing the throw. Yes, it wasn't the best throw, but you don't want to run on that. He's looking for something really out of the ordinary and a clear one to go on.
Callahan stands in. Batting cleanup today. Called strike to him. We've seen him in the 3-hole. Bat also in the middle of the lineup. Just moving all over the place. Just trying to find a way to get him in the lineup every single day, it seems. Whether he plays third base like normal, played first a couple times, and even played left field in yesterday's game. So different sight to see, but good to see him moving around everywhere. 0-1. Grounded foul. Herman's getting swings from these Bucs hitters that aren't necessarily strikes, something you don't normally see. This Bucs team really disciplined, draws a lot of walks, but also Timmerman, on the other hand, does not give up a lot of walks, just 1 in those 12 innings. And he's gotten ahead of these Bucs batters, besides Carlone, who got the base hit for a couple pitches in. It's been 1-2, 0-2 counts for these Bucs hitters. Timmerman ready, takes a look at Carlone. Now the 0-2, just gets a piece of it foul.
We talked about it yesterday, how the Bucs wouldn't be able to rely on walks with Troy Lopez on the mound. He ended up walking, I believe, more guys yesterday than he had the entire season coming in. See if the Bucs can have similar luck with Timmerman, but definitely not something they can count on.
No balls, 2 strikes. Timmerman finally brings him and is fouled back again. Good fight by Callahan. 1 through 9, all these hitters can fight for the Bucs.
100%, by far the least strikeouts of any team in the ABL with 89. The Miners are tied for second to last with 132. Just a gigantic gap between the Bucs and the rest of the league.
Sure is. Miners are a really good hitting team too. It surprises me. That one gets away from Duran, and Carlone's going to head to third, no problem. So first run of the game, standing just 90 feet away. Going to go down as a wild pitch for Timmerman, something you probably don't see from him too often given his excellent command. But try to waste a pitch to Callahan, who didn't bite at it. The count's now 1-2. Anagorski giving Carlone the lay of the land. Third base, Chase Wilcox playing normal depth, so no need to worry about anyone holding you on as Callahan fouls that away. 7th pitch to come for Ryan Callahan, and it's just a 1-2 count.
Lucky number 18 coming for Timmerman in this inning.
Hopefully lucky for the Bucs. 1-2, and gets a piece of it fouled. The dugout loves to see that. Some good fight out of Ryan Callahan. We'll see an 8th pitch.
5 foul balls now from the lefty at the plate. Just doing whatever he can to stay alive and see another one from the righty.
Timmerman, given his good pitching, doesn't want to give in. We'll see what he does to Callahan, and he strikes him out swinging. So a good fight by Ryan Callahan, but unfortunately comes up with nothing. The Bucs strand a runner at third base. We head to the top half of the second, still scoreless in Anchorage. Top half of the second inning, good pitching by both sides. Timmerman took a long time to get Ryan Callahan, but that's just how these Bucs fight. And unfortunately, Callahan comes up with nothing, but a good inning nonetheless. Carlone able to get around, so at least some traffic on the bases. Brandon Duran leads things off for the Miners. The first pitch he sees from Chad Gurney is a called strike.
Can't say 100% from here, but I think that Duran's rocking a handlebar.
0-1? He sure is. Man, that thing looks nice.
You want to give it a try sometime soon?
Yeah, you know, the thing is I kind of don't really grow the mustache on, like, the middle part. This is hit to shortstop. Will Burns plays it nicely and delivers a strike to first base. One down, and I kind of grow, like, whiskers on the sides, so I don't really grow it in the middle as much, so it would be really hard to get it down to there like that. It kind of wouldn't go fully around. I don't know how to describe. Maybe I could. Isn't there a thing where it's like you could paint the eyebrows? You can like paint a mustache on.
I don't know how that would look. You can give it a try though. I'd be happy to see you try it.
It's got to be some dough, Ben Care, or something like that. Called strike to Chase Wilcox, the Miners' third baseman. Oh, one misses outside from Gurney. Hankins playing pretty shallow out there at third, expecting a potential bunt from Wilcox.
We see that from Hankins pretty often.
That one's in the dirt, and not sure exactly where he was for Drake Kerr's bunt. I know he was inching towards the grass at least a couple pitches before. I'm wondering if he backed up just enough so Drake Kerr thought he could get that one down, but there was no chance at him making the play anyways. That one skips up there. 3 balls, 1 strike to Wilcox. Zan Rose, who we're expecting to see in Game 2, pitched against these Miners in the last game the Bucs faced them. That was a 9-1 victory, 6 innings pitched for Zan Rose. As this one's upstairs, and a 1-out walk to Chase Wilcox brings Nick Bisaccia up. But going back to Zan Rose, 6 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 5 Ks. Spectacular game for him. Everything was working well.
100%. Great to see Rose pitch like that, and we've kind of become accustomed to it. He's pretty much spoiled us this season, and more than likely we'll see him in Game 2.
So first walk given up by Gurney. Would love another double play, maybe an easier one for the Bucs infield. Runner goes. This one is chopped towards Hankins at third. He'll have 1 play and slings it across the diamond for out number 2. I love how he just is so casual. He just gets the ball and just flings it on over there. There's no crow step. There's no couple feet pump of the glove. He just gets it and throws.
And good thing for the Miners that Wilcox was going on that one. Broke up the double play for sure.
Would have been tough with how fast Wilcox is and how long that ball stood in the air for. So might have just had the 1 play anyway. Probably Hankins glad that Wilcox took that opportunity to have a big split-second decision to make. So Kellen Strohmeyer bats with 2 down and a runner in scoring position. Miners left 2 on base back in the first inning thanks to Josh Hankins' double play. This is foul tipped in the mid. 1 ball, 1 strike. Riker Scow on deck, the left fielder. You know, Chad Gurney would love to see him in the 3rd inning. Hankins still up on that grass, expecting anything. The pitch, low and away.
And that's fair because even though there's 2 outs, we saw the Miners bunting for base hits back in that first matchup. That was a 10-9 win for the Bucs, a pretty wild game, but they're not just bunting to move guys over. They're trying to reach first that way as well.
Fouled back, and some pretty quick at-bats again in this inning for the Miners. We've seen only 23, 22 pitches for Gurney. If he can get out with less than 25, that would be huge. Really need these guys to go about 5 innings.
Cannot understate or overstate the importance of that today.
Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch is too far outside for ball 3. Strohmeyer will see a full count pitch. Like I said, Riker Scow waiting on deck. Gurney would love to put away Strohmeyer. Keep his pitch count pretty low. Wilcox dancing around. He goes. This one's fouled back. He'll have to retreat to second.
And he got a great jump, was kind of just shuffling, and then once Gurney started his motion, he was off to the races. And obviously in a 3-2 count with 2 outs, there'd be no situation where the Bucs would have to make the throw down to third, but even still, if a ball's put in play, you don't want to give Wilcox such a head start in trying to turn around third and get home.
See if Wilcox goes again. Gurney set. Takes a look at Wilcox at second. Now the delivery is way too far outside, and a long at bat ends up in a walk, and something Chad Gurney probably did not want going into this last batter. Now Riker Scow gets a chance, and the top of the order looming.
And I want to give Wilcox a little bit credit for that. I think he was kind of throwing Gurney off a little bit. Peyton Knowles was giving some signs to Gurney in case Gurney wanted to step off or throw over to second, but Wilcox going on the pitch previous, definitely in Gurney's head.
So Riker Scow first at bat. Gurney steps off, but no throw.
And I realize if there was a walk, still would have been wanting to make that throw down to third, I guess, but with the jump that Wilcox had, I don't think that Briggs would have had a shot.
Gurney's lucky he didn't do the total spin around because you got to throw the ball in that instance. They're just stepped off before. This is fouled back.
That ball is brought to you by ABC of Alaska.
Draker on deck. He'd love to get a chance to hit. Probably would be swinging away, I'd assume. Don't want to have to worry about that, though, in this second inning. Gurney delivers. This is popped up into right field. Cade Lacey comes in, and he'll grab that for the third and final out. So Gurney, once again, leaves two stranded on the base pass. The Miners can't get anything done. We head to the bottom half of the second inning. Still zeros here. Bottom second, Josh Hankins will lead things off for the Bucs. After him, Zane Kelly, Brody Briggs. Good inning by Chad Gurning. A little bit of a longer one than he probably anticipated, but he's able to get out of it under 30 pitches. That's good, considering you want him to go at least 5 innings. The first pitch to Hankins misses low and away.
And still can't get over that play from Hankins in the first inning. Not only did he field that grounder impressively, but he then did not rush the throw, realized how much time he had, and took it and made a great toss.
1-0 is fouled off his leg.
Good to see that the umpire can see it's fouled off his leg.
Yep, last game not too much. I don't know how they missed that.
It was more obvious than that one.
Definitely. And Hankins, a type of guy who takes the game very slow. He is not too jittery out there, very calm guy. Even when we talk to him before and after games, he's just very a quiet guy, very chill, relaxed. Nothing gets too big. The lights never too bright for him in these games, it seems. 1-1 is a bit upstairs. Sun shining right over the field here. It's like we've got a direct front row seat to a sunny day. The 2-1 is grounded out to short, and that one is bobbled by Patrizzi. He throws to first and not in time.
Patrizzi just fumbling that one. Still almost had time to get Hankins. It was a close play over there at first, but that's definitely going to have to go down as an error.
100%, yeah, and he came around the ball really well, like you're supposed to, but just was unable to grab it cleanly, and Hankins is aboard with a E6, so that'll bring up Zane Kelly. Like I was saying, if you're looking out towards center and left field, it is very cloudy and almost uninviting, like it's raining out there, but over top, it is sunny and it's hot.
It's toasty in here, that's for sure.
And now Zane going to square around a bunt. He tracks it down the first base line. Timmerman picks it up, throws to first, gets the out, but Hankins will move over to second base to a nice little sac bunt. And now the Bucs playing a little bit of small ball.
We saw that in the first game against these two when the Miners were running, taking their extra bases, trying to steal, do things of the sorts. The Bucs kind of taking a page out of their book about halfway through that game and started giving them a little bit of their own medicine. And Kelly doing his job there, perfect bunt.
Yeah, the lefty drags it down the first base line. If it's any more down the line and hugging it, it might be a a base hit for him, but he gets the job done. One down and a runner in scoring position for Brody Briggs. The first pitch he sees is a called strike. Past 4 or 5 games, it seems like every game in July so far has just been cloudy. Sun has not been out at all, and it has been cold and chilly. Even outside right now, outside of the booth, it's pretty chilly, but when the sun's hitting you, it's pretty manageable. That one's a little bit inside.
It was weird. It was, yeah, like you said, sunny for most of the season and just this week, but luckily not too much rain. Had a little bit on the 4th.
We're able to get that game in. Only 6 innings, though, as they wanted to get the fireworks over with. Clock struck midnight. Those fireworks went off pretty much the same exact time. Some July 5th fireworks. 1-1. Foul out of play. Hankins dancing over there at second base, taking a page out of Wilcox's book, but more like taking a page out of all these Bucs base runners' book, because that's just what they've been doing at second base.
Why not?
Yeah. Just take the attention away from the batter at hand.
Even if it doesn't distract the pitcher, it doesn't really hurt anything to try.
So Briggs with a runner in scoring position, but 2 strikes on him as he takes that one inside. 2-2.
And by dancing around at second, you're just forcing the pitcher to further vary his delivery home. Just, it's enough to think about having to face one of these Bucs batters, but doing so with a runner at second in the back of your mind just makes it more difficult.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Brody Briggs, the catcher. Here it is from Timmerman, and that almost nicked Brody Briggs as he darts out of the box, and we'll see a full count pitch. Was down 1-2 in the count, works it all the way back. Cade Lacey on deck, and with that wind blowing out towards the left field foul pole, he's definitely someone that can get a hold of a baseball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch to Briggs. Ground ball up the middle. That one is going to get through. Hankins coming around third. They're going to give him the green light. Here comes the throw from center field. The tag, he is out of there. And a great throw by Drake Kerr. Hankins was almost given no lane to slide into home plate, but that's not because Duran was blocking it. It's just because that's where the throw ended up, and maybe a questionable decision to send him. Sanagorski waited a long time, but a great throw from Drake Kerr, and he makes a great play out in center field, and that takes away a run for the Bucs.
A great throw indeed. It was a gutsy send, but I don't mind the send. There hasn't been a ton of situations where runners gotten close to home and in a 7-inning game just trying to get that run, and it takes a great throw and a great tag, and the Miners got both.
Now the batter, Cade Lacey, with 2 outs, takes that one low and in. That ball hit pretty hard out into center field, and with Kerr playing pretty shallow, he was able to get to it quick. Hankins is fast, but there is not a lot of legs that can beat out that throw, considering how shallow it was in center field. 1-0 to Lacey is a called strike. And we've seen the Bucs be aggressive on the base pass. You gotta love to see it, especially in a doubleheader game like this. But now, if it's a close game and runs are hard to come by, you might regret that decision, but obviously in the end, it's not the worst decision as Cade Lacey floats us out to left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Brody Briggs moves station to station. A 2-out knock for Cade Lacey will bring up Peyton Knowles.
And now that send does hurt, but I don't think you can think that way,
Right.
Because obviously you don't know what's going to happen. You have a ball in play and a chance to send them. And why not give it a chance? It took a great throw.
Yeah, and a great throw was gotten out of Drake Kerr in center field, and just unfortunate for the Bucs, but another chance here. Briggs a little bit slower than Hankins, but I wouldn't call it catcher speed over there at second at all. Pitch to Knowles is hit to center field. That's going to get down. We'll see if Briggs gets the green light. Now they're going to hold him up. Drake Kerr fires this in, and it looks like a strike. It was a little high, but I think Briggs might have been gunned down too. So Sanagorski makes another tough decision, and that one is to hold up Brody Briggs. The bases are loaded. 3 straight base knocks for the Bucs brings up the top of the order, and I think with Carlone coming up, you take your chances with 2 outs here and not send the runner.
Coach Sanagorski was definitely debating that one for a while. It was a late stop sign for Brody Briggs, but Drake Kerr, when you make a good throw early in the game, you kind of give yourself that leeway where they're not going to send runners.
throw was a little bit high, but it was right on target. Would have been a bang-bang play either way, and for Sanagorski, doesn't want to test his luck, and I think it's the right decision considering that last play, and now probably thinking in the grand scheme of things, maybe this will be a closer ball game and runs might be harder to come by. Don't want to have two guys tagged out at home. So 1-0 count to Carlone. The pitch, ground ball, through a base hit. Briggs scores, and now holding up at third is Cade Lacey. 4 straight hits as that ball gets away. Cade Lacey sprinting home. He's going to be safe standing up. 2-run score, a 2-0 lead for the Bucs. Cole Carlone gets it done.
Great job by Lacey, just having his head on a swivel. Strohmeyer throwing that ball in and missed the cutoff man, and then Durand couldn't corral it, and he scored with ease.
Little plays like that, that ball just gets through the wickets of Durand. And that's how the Bucs take advantage. A guy like Cade Lacey, you might look at him and be like, he's not the fastest guy out there, but he doesn't need to be. When that ball gets away, you have both Durand and Timmerman, the pitcher, sprinting after it. No one's covering home plate. And even if they are, Lacey's in there standing up either way. So great job by the Bucs. Another 2-out rally as this one comes in and almost hits Will Burns. And yesterday, a big 2-out rally. The Bucs were able to manufacture runs. And here again, and now Sanagorski probably feeling like $1 million over there at third base. Makes the right decision. And holding up Brody Briggs. Of course, we say that now. 1-0 count. A tapper, going to be a tough play. Durand's going to field. The throw is just in time to get Will Burns, but that is all after 2 runs come across on 4 base hits for the Bucs, including a sac bunt by Zane Kelly. The score, 2-0. The Bucs lead it as we head to the break. Welcome back. 2-0 lead for the Bucs. 4 straight base hits, all starting with the bottom half of the order. Brody Briggs base hit, Cade Lacey, and then Peyton Knowles and Cole Carlone. Brings in Brody Briggs, who scores, and that one is a ball to Drake Kerr as he leads things off for the Miners. And a great throw out in center field. He gunned down Josh Hankins trying to come around to score, and then Brody Briggs was held up at third. A good decision by Sanagorski, and eventually came around to score on that RBI single from Cole Carlone, which also scored Cade Lacey, who came around on the error by the catcher. He let that ball go between his legs. It was scored as an E2. 2-0 to Kerr is a called strike, and the reason it was an E2 is just because even though the first baseman missed the cut throw, that ball just totally got through the legs of Durand, and I think that all catchers would say that they probably have that ball. Just unfortunate. Now a ground ball out to Will Burns. It's short. A good play and 1 down.
And now realizing that none of those runs are actually earned because of the error from Patrizi. Earlier in the inning, there should have already been 3 outs.
Right. And he bats now at some redemption, but nobody on and 1 out. It's unfortunate for Durand that the error goes to him because that throw hits the cutoff man like it's supposed to. He wouldn't have to worry about it. But Durand did have plenty of time to try to block that ball up, and just was unfortunate and just squeaked right past him. Cade Lacey able to score, and the Bucs, instead of just coming away with 1 run after the bases were loaded, they come away with 2, and that seems like way more of a success. So Chad Gurney's with some run support. 1-1, a big swing and a miss by Patrizi.
And he's got great run support all season. It's a 7-inning game. Those 2 runs are huge. It was going to be huge who scored first, and the Bucs doing that.
1-2 count to Patrizzi. And that one's in the dirt.
Batter's box getting a little torn up over there.
Yeah, I was noticing that. They kind of fixed up a little bit. 2-2, called strike 3. Have a seat. Don Patrizzi down on strikes. Chad Gurney more like Picasso out there painting the corners.
Love that. Great job that time from Gurney. Would love a 1-2-3 inning, especially after scoring. Just shut down these Miners bats.
So Kyle McCausland reached base with a base hit back in the first inning. Him and Kerr were stranded. Miners unable to score after the nice double play by Josh Hankins took away an RBI single, maybe even double, probably a double. With 2 outs, or just 1 out. Maybe 2 runners score on that one as it guided down the line, but Hankins taking that away. Count now 1-1. Now 2-1, and the clouds creeping across here over the sun, so might provide some shade here.
You have it. I don't think I have it yet.
2 balls, 1 strike. Ground ball left side, just foul. Hankins, strong throw. Wow, that one almost on the fly to Cole Carlone, and an off-balance throw. Just the strength of Josh Hankins. Mentioned it before, so nonchalant out there. And just whizzes it across the diamond. Nolan Arenado type style.
Really likes to show off that arm, huh?
But he does it in such a casual way, one wouldn't think that he's really showing it off. So McCausland with some new life. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Gurney would love a quick 1-2-3. We'll see if he can get it. The pitch hit well to left field. Drifting back is Andrew Lamb, but he makes it for the 3rd and final out. So Chad Gurney gets his first 1-2-3 inning. Ground ball, strikeout, and a pop fly takes care of the Miners' 1-2-3 batters. We head to the bottom half of the 3rd. The Bucs looking to add on 2-0 the lead. Andrew Lamb picks up a bat, and he'll lead things off for the Bucs. It's going to be 3, 4, and 5. Hankins, who was the 5-hole batter, actually led off the 2nd inning and was aboard via the error by Don Patrizzi that got things started for the Bucs. So Timmerman with 2 unearned runs on the scoreboard as this is rocketed foul. Look out, first base umpire. Right size, wrong shape. Like Lamb asking if that ball was a strike or not. It was a little bit inside, but he really turned on it. Wouldn't be surprised if it was on the inner half of the plate. Next one misses. For Timmerman, just unfortunate luck. That error by Patrizzi allowed Josh Hankins to get aboard, and then the sac bunt moved Hankins to second. Briggs with that single was trying to bring home Hankins, but he was tagged out at home. Hankins lifts this into left field. That's going to get down, and it's going to head towards the line. Misplaying it is Riker Scow. Heading into second is Andrew Lamb. He is upstanding. It's a leadoff double for the Bucs as they're trying to add on here in the third. A nice double celebration from Andrew Lamb. Doing a bunch of celebrations out there. I think the dugout's asking for some more too. They're not done yet. Ryan Callahan looking for some better luck, struck out swinging in his first at-bat. A long 8 or 9 pitch at-bat as he squares to bunt. And now they'll check on Andrew Lamb, but he's safe. The dugout loud over there letting him know to get back. It's always helpful when the dugout does that. Callahan was squaring, so we'll see if he squares again. This one comes in, and it's going to hit Callahan. It just nicks him just above the elbow, thankfully, and gets him on the meaty part of that shoulder. So Timmerman, all of a sudden, after that double by Lamb, it was weak contact, but Lamb placed it perfectly. It wasn't really an unfortunate hit for Lamb in terms of Timmerman. It's just unfortunate that it ended up in a double because of how it was hit towards the line. And Riker Scow playing so far off the line, it allowed Lamb to get to second base easily. And so Josh Hankins, who started last inning success, gets a chance with 2 on and nobody out. He squares to bunt, and he goes right back to the mound with it. Duran's going to take it. The throw to first is in time. The sac bunt works. Lamb and Callahan move station to station, and you've got to hand it to the Miners, who have done a great job on all 3 sac bunts from these Bucs hitters. They have gotten the out, and they've been pretty good bunts by the Bucs. They haven't been really anything perfect. If they were perfect, they'd probably end up in singles, but got to give it to these Miners infielders, especially Duran making a couple of plays. That is a 2-3 sac bunt. Zane Kelly a chance. He laid down a sac bunt last inning, and pitcher Timmerman was able to make the play. So Timmerman, Chase Wilcox, and now Duran have both made really good plays to get the runner at first, and it's a really important play. So infield creeps in, trying to prevent Andrew Lamb from scoring. Next one to Zane Kelly is low and inside. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bucs looking to add on to their 2-0 lead, and that one is low and away. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 down. Like I said, the infield is up. Going home if they get it. 2-1, fouled straight back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wind still blowing out right field to left. You can see the flags on the left-hand side of your screen. Sun has been covered up by the clouds, but it's still pretty bright out. 2-2 to Kelly. That's far upstairs. Now a payoff pitch, and Timmerman, who was getting ahead of all these Bucs hitters, has now gotten behind to a couple of them, but also Andrew Lamb swinging pretty early on in the count. These Bucs hitters wasting no time to get their lick on Timmerman, and they might have picked up on the fact that Timmerman was just pumping strikes in the zone the first couple pitches, trying to get ahead of these Bucs batters, and the adjustment from the first inning is quite remarkable. Payoff pitch, check swing, they'll appeal, and they say he didn't go. I believe from up here Zane Kelly did not go, and that's what the third base umpire said. So bases full of Bucs, just 1 down. The batter is Brody Briggs. He got the hitting barrage started last inning. After him, 3 more base hits to come from Lacey, Knowles, and Carlone at the top of the order. And now it looks like Timmerman is going to get a mound visit. It's Looks like Steve Hecker, the pitching coach, with 12 innings pitched, 4 appearances coming into this game, and giving up just the 1 earned run. I wouldn't think that Timmerman's had to have many conversations on the mound. Given that he's had only 1 walk as well, makes me think that he's also not really had traffic on the bases unless there's been a lot of errors while he's pitching. But in that case, I wouldn't think that that'd even prompt a mound visit. But of course, now with leadoff double, hit by pitch, and a walk, his 2nd walk of the season, this is definitely a prime opportunity to come out there if you're the Miners coaching staff. So they have a word with their starter. We'll see if it works. Like I said, Brody Briggs, a single up the middle. Unfortunately, probably hit a little bit too hard for Hankins to score, and he was gunned out at home. But a way better position the Bucs are in now. Bases loaded, 1 out. Pitch to Briggs. This is low and in. Thankfully, it was 1 out when Briggs got up and had the single. That throw home made it just 2 down. And the Bucs able to manufacture 3 more hits after that to bring in 2 runs. RBI for Carlone, but just the 1. Lacey scoring on that error. 1-0 to Briggs, misses low and in, similar spot. Timmerman's bringing a lot of heat. But the Bucs have been very disciplined after the 1st inning, it seems. Even in the 1st inning, leadoff knock by Carlone. But a good at-bat from Timmerman to Lamb and Callahan, and totally different at-bats to them in this 3rd inning. Next one catches the outside corner. Brody Briggs trying to create some more magic for the Bucs, bring in another run. Here's the 2-1. Breaking ball landed perfectly on the outside part of the plate. A great get-back pitch for Timmerman.
Yeah, great pitch indeed. Sorry about the scoreboard. Should be all good to go now. 2-0, the Bucs lead it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Timmerman looks in. Has better command on those last 2 pitches. We'll see if he can get Briggs. The pitch popped up, out of play, foul. Another good one by Timmerman. Briggs able to get a piece of it though. Infield in regular depth, except for first base. Christian Perez is up on the grass. Wilcox is in line with 3rd. Middle infield pinching up the middle. 2-2, just a bit outside. And the Miners not liking that call at all. That makes it a 3-2 count, and that one looked eerily similar to that last breaking ball that was called a strike. If anything, I did notice it was a little bit further outside of the plate, but even then, I think it still catches a good bit of the corner. But a big break for the Bucs and Brody Briggs, who will expect that same call next inning. 3-2. Ground ball out to short. Patrizi's going to step on second for 1 on the first base, a double play. So the Miners get the ground ball that they desperately needed. Timmerman finds himself out of a bases loaded jam. We head to the top of the 4th inning, still a 2-0 lead for the Bucs. Top of the fourth inning. Miners another crack at Chad Gurney. First one to do it is Christian Perez, the first baseman. First pitch he sees from Chad Gurney misses outside for ball one.
And for Gurney, you're fine with that extended rest if you can get a couple runs, but unfortunately none coming across.
This is popped up into center field. Drifting over is Andrew Lamb, who will actually take it. The left fielder hauls that one in for the first out. Zane Kelly, a little bit of a longer run. That ball was tailing in towards left center field. So one down for Brandon Duran. Just over 40 pitches for Chad Gurney. A quick out there. Would love more of that. First pitch, this is hit towards center field, but actually Peyton Knowles, the second baseman, will drift out and grab that one for out number two. And just a couple of pitches and 2 outs already. Both fly balls, weakly hit.
Yeah, how's that? 3 pitches, 2 outs. And Gurney said, what were you saying about that extended rest? No problem for him.
Miners helping him out a little bit, but competitive pitches. And that brings up Chase Wilcox, and he'll wisely take that one. Game 2, just 45 minutes after this one. 1-0 is in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes. In game 2 for the Bucs, we expect to see Zan Rose. As far as the lineup, we'll give that to you before the game.
And that could be determined by how long Gurney goes. As that pitch is called a ball, because if Gurney can go long in this game, that could affect whether you need a guy like Zane Kelly, who they'd like to have in the lineup, out there on the mound for game 2.
3-0. Called strike on the outer half.
Wilcox kind of selling it, but also kind of not.
Yeah.
He turned towards first, but also kind of spun around like he knew he was about to be called back.
3-1. Ooh, that looked like the same exact spot.
And I think Wilcox thought it was a strike.
And I think Wilcox just motioned that last one was down from, or to his dugout there. Maybe a little bit irritated that they're not getting the same calls on the other side. So 2-out walk for Chase Wilcox. Definitely doesn't help the pitch count for Gurney. Not that it's really high, but want to keep it as low as possible.
Next will be his 50th, which is no problem at all with 2 outs in the 4th.
First pitch by Nick Bisaccia is fouled away. Bisaccia in his first at bat grounded out to Josh Hankins at third base. Really good job by Timmerman to get out of that last half inning. If not, a bigger lead for the Bucs. Means they have a lot of options in terms of pitching. But now just a 2-run lead. The Bucs have to be careful. 1 ball, 1 strike to Bisaccia. The pitch popped him up. Center field. Long run for Zane Kelly, so it's actually going to be Cabe Lacey who comes over and makes the grab for out number 3. So Chad Gurney, a pretty lightning fast top half of the 4th inning. We head to the bottom half. Still a 2-0 lead for the Bucs in Anchorage. Welcome back. Bottom half of the fourth inning. Bucks looking to add on. Missed opportunity with the bases loaded last inning. Good job by Timmerman finding that ground ball to get out of it. And just the 2-0 lead. Definitely want some more. That way you can kind of play around with things in terms of pitching.
Yeah, that was definitely an opportunity to kind of blow this one open.
Cade Lacey leads things off and he fouls it back. Timmerman's still on the hill. A couple guys are starting to walk out to the bullpen. It is getting later into this game, considering it's just a 7-inning affair. These are not non-league games, though, so they both count towards the record. Reason why we have this doubleheader is because, well, this was supposed to be the first game of the season back on June 5th. And unfortunately got rained out, so a doubleheader over a month later as Lacey hits this out to right field, but Nick Bisaccia will grab that one.
That ball just kind of floating out there gave Bisaccia time to get under it.
So slow looping line drive takes care of Cade Lacey. One down quickly for Peyton Knowles. First pitch he sees is upstairs. The 1-0 is a called strike. We'll let you know who those guys are. We talked about Rudd coming into this game as someone that we could expect to see. 1-1 misses inside. I don't know if that was just me thinking that it could be him, but it did look like...
Yeah, we didn't hear anything. That's just us.
Yeah, but I
guessing.
think that I did see him as one of the two guys to walk out to the bullpen.
And he's been pitching well lately. Deserves more innings for sure.
2-1. Ground ball towards third. Chase Wilcox has it. The peg to first is in time. 2 down.
Quiet inning so far for the Bucs, but we've seen them already today score 2 runs with 2 outs, so not out of the woods yet for Timmerman and Miners.
So Cole Cardlone, 2 for 2, 2 base hits. He's driven in a run. Just the 1 run load, though. Cade Lacey scoring on that error. That was on the same base hit play, though. First pitch he sees is a called strike.
And we see these fielders playing Carlone pretty straight up, and rightfully so. He can really go the other way.
0-1, a ground ball out to first. Christian Perez going to take it himself, and he'll step on the bag. So a 1-2-3 inning for Tucker Timmerman. Surprisingly, his first 1-2-3 inning. We head to the 5th. Nothing doing for the Bucs, but they still lead 2-0. Welcome back. Still 2-0 lead for the Bucs. Chad Gurney's still out there. He'll face Kellen Strohmeyer to start. First pitch misses for ball 1. Now here's the 1-0, and that catches a corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. Still no one out there throwing for the Bucs, so
Rightfully so.
with Gurney out there, and assume that he definitely might have next inning too, given that we're in the 5th inning, and would love to see him go 6.
With an off day on Wednesday and Thursday,
Yeah.
the Bucs can ride him and he'll have some extra rest. Just got to get through these 3 games, 2 today and 1 tomorrow.
1-2 misses. And tomorrow's game versus the Chinooks, it's another 6 o'clock game. Two is low and away. Gurney almost had that 1-2-3 inning in the fourth. Was spoiled by a walk to Chase Wilcox, 2-out walk. 3-2, and he walks the leadoff man now.
Yeah, that's 4 walks now for Gurney. That's only given up 2 hits, so I'd say the walks have been the thing he'd be most frustrated with so far. 2 to Strohmeyer. But still, he's pitched well so far. Pitch count is still in a great spot, even with the 4 walks. And he's gotten some ground balls, and even the balls in the air. We saw last inning a bunch of weak contact. So even though the leadoff man reached, Gurney just needs to settle in and count on what he's been doing so far today.
So Riker Scow grabs a bat. Blew out back in the second. That's his only at bat so far. Gurney got that ground ball double play back in the first inning. Would love one here. Inning where he could still face the minimum. Scout squared to bunt, but he pulls it back. The throw from Briggs to first is not in time. Now Norm has begun warming up in the pen, still with a sweatshirt on, so we're just getting some reps in. Don't know if that's warming up for the game at hand. Scow squares again, but pulls it back. And in the bullpen, it looks like it's Jeremiah Arnett, which would be shocking to see him come out given how much he's pitched as of late.
And I believe the home plate umpire actually called that first pitch a strike, so 1-1.
Scow lays this one down the first base line. It's a good one, and Carlone will tag him out as he ends up on his behind. Heading first to second was Chase Wilcox, was Kellen Strohmeyer. So sac bunt works out for the Miners. A little small ball to try to get back into this one, move some guys over. Now top of the order in Drake Kerr. I would not be surprised if he lays down another one right here and tries to get himself on. Hankins going to have to make a decision.
We know that Kerr is a speedster.
So we'll see what he decides to do. He is going to square, lays it down the first base line, and it just goes foul. Good job by Carlone, letting it go foul.
Yeah, an interesting situation. Don't know if Carlone could have gotten to it while it was fair, but obviously Strohmeyer would have gone to third, but if Carlone could have gotten to it either applying the tag or getting that out at first, obviously would like to keep Strohmeyer at second, but a bit of a moral conundrum there.
Yeah, and with Kerr being so good at bunting, he could just lay down another beauty right here. So with that one, you know you have the for sure out. Maybe a chance now you look back and might have missed that play, but maybe Kerr can't lay down another beauty like that, and you have 2 strikes on him. We'll see what he does. Not squaring. That one's just a bit inside. Does not help Gurney's case.
It looked like Carlone was clearly waiting for it to go foul because right when it got to the right of that line, he swatted it away to keep it from rolling back fair.
1 ball, 1 strike to Kerr. And a late time call by the home plate umpire. I'm not sure if it was Kerr. Didn't put up a hand sign or anything.
It was really late.
Yeah, Gurney was well into delivering his pitch. And it is Jeremiah Arnett warming up out there in the Bucs bullpen. Guy that's pitched a lot, so I guess I wouldn't be surprised to see him, but he has pitched a lot as of late. Kerr swings and misses at that. Does not square around, so with 2 strikes on, I'm wondering if he wishes he had squared again, given how good of a bunter he has been. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 down here. Gurney's delivery is popped up foul.
It's not like Kerr can only bunt to get on, but just because of how good that first bunt was and how good his speed is, also a little bit surprised. At the same time, it'd be a different situation with nobody out getting Strohmeyer to third. if Kerr were to get out. But now if Kerr were to get out, it'd be Strohmeyer at third with 2 outs.
The 1-2, check swing, and he went around. Brody Briggs will throw it down to first, 2 are down, and stuck at second is Strohmeyer. So Gurney does a great job at getting Drake Kerr a tough out to get at the top of the order. Now to bring up Patrizzi with 2 down and that runner in scoring position.
Like I said immediately when he reached, Gurney just needs to remember how well he's been pitching. No need to panic, and it seems like he certainly has not panicked here.
So Patrizzi is 0 for 2, fly out and a strikeout. Infield retreats back except for Hankins still in line with the third base bag. Expecting anything. First pitch called strike by Gurney.
I know you said Arnett was warming up, but Gurney sitting at 67 pitches. If he can get Patrizzi here, would love to see him pitch the 6th.
Yeah, why not? Save your guys a little bit. Just need that 7th inning. 0-1 skips up there. Great block by Brody Briggs.
Fantastic job. Strohmeyer had no choice but to return to second after Briggs did the most important thing, which is to keep that ball in front of you and keep it from bouncing too far away, and he did that.
Super shifty out there. One of the best catchers in the AVL.
On both sides.
Exactly. I was just about to say, defensively and with the bat. 1-1. Swung on and missed. Slow swing from Patrizzi, and Gurney's 1 pitch away.
Yeah, got him with a breaker down in the zone that time, and it looked like Patrizzi was off balance and swinging over top it.
1-2 count for Patrizzi. Gurney trying to leave another goose egg on the scoreboard for the Miners. Takes a look at second. Knowles retreats. The pitch is in the dirt. Another great stop by Brody Briggs.
And that's got to be so nice for Gurney to know that, hey, I can throw one in the dirt to try to get a chase because I have Brody Briggs back there. And I know that he's more than likely going to stop these balls.
So count now 2-2. Deuce is wild with 2 down. Gurney comes set right at the letters. Doesn't bother taking a look at second, delivers, and it's a foul ball by Patrizzi, who's putting up a really good fight. And this at-bat right here could be one that spoils Gurney's chances at coming back out in the 6th, especially if Jeremiah is already out there in the bullpen. Two balls, 2 strikes. Gurney going to try again. The pitch. Ground ball right out to third. Hankins has it. And the throw is in time. Chad Gurney works around that leadoff walk to Strohmeyer. Gets the next 3 guys no problem. We head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Bucs looking to add on. 2-0 lead here still. Next in bottom half of the 5th inning. Will Burns leads it off for the Bucs.
Just a couple innings left. Sure, the Bucs would love some more insurance, though.
That one way too far inside. Timmerman's still out on the hill. And I was about to say despite the 2 runs, those 2 runs are unearned. So really no runs given up. Just the 6 hits and a swing and miss at that. And 6 hits and the 1 walk for the Bucs. And that's just his 2nd walk all season. 1-1, big swing and a miss again from Will Burns.
There is an arm warming up in the Miners bullpen with those Stars and Stripes numbers, though. Pretty difficult to tell who it is.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Burns calls time. Timmerman is like a statue out there. He's already set and ready to go. Waste no time. The next one is grounded foul.
Maybe Eduardo Mendoza or Aiden Dolinsky. I think I see a 0 as that second number, but might also have double barrel action. It looks like a 50, but I don't know of a 50.
1-2, and Timmerman climbs the ladder and gets a swing and miss from Will Burns.
Oh, actually, Hayden Hattenback, who was a late addition to this roster. I believe that's one of the guys they have warming up. There might be another as well, though.
See how far they let Timmerman go. 2 more frames left in this 7-inning affair. Andrew Lamb grabs a bat. First pitch is rocketed deep to center field. Drake Kerr drifting back towards the warning track and has just enough room. Andrew Lamb just got a little bit under that baseball, but another deep drive for him. His first hit, or his first at bat, was a fly ball to center field, and that one was rocketed. That one even more so than the first inning hit.
Yeah, he's just picking the wrong part of the park. Pretty deep here at Mulcahy Stadium, 400 to dead center, and with that distance, the wood bat, the low altitude, and a cooler day, a lot of factors playing against you.
And that ball's so high, it allowed Drake Kerr to have plenty of time to get there. If it's more on a line, it might be over his head. First one's a strike to Ryan Callahan. Quickly 2 down. Timmerman working super fast, and another called strike. And I'm Ryan Callahan. I'm taking extended time outside the batter's box to get myself ready, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Smart play.
Timmerman already ready to go, giving Callahan almost no time to get ready. Now he's slowing down a bunch. Here's the 0-2, low and inside. Timmerman does a great job of varying when he comes to the plate. Although he gets ready fast, doesn't necessarily mean he's going to pick up that leg super quick. And here, working even faster than the time before. 1-2, ground ball out to second. Bisaccia fields it cleanly, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Tucker Timmerman. Nothing doing for the Bucs. We head to the 6th inning now. Just 2 frames left here at Mulcahy, a 2-0 lead for the Bucs. Into the 6th inning, Chad Gurney back out there. Love to see it. Pretty fast last inning for him. And last half inning, that was super quick by Tucker Timmerman. Did not take long to get the 2, 3, and 4 guys out for the Bucs. Some of the best hitters. Took care of them no problem. Now Kyle McCausland grabs the bat, takes the ball. And his 2 at-bats, a single back on the first and a fly out on the third.
Scored one of 2 runs yesterday for the Miners in that 2-1 win against the Oilers. It was the man on deck, Christian Perez, hitting a 2-run homer in the 4th inning, and that was all the Miners needed.
1-0 count, ground ball foul. Just a 2-1 victory in both of the last 2 games for the Miners. Arnett has not really kept warming up. He's now just tossing a baseball. I don't know if he was actually warming up, or just getting some extra reps in. Of course, Gurney out there now still. And a called strike to McCausland.
Gurney in even 75 pitches
And it looks like Andrew Rudd has joined Arnett out there, as we suspected. 1-2, pulls it to the left side. Josh Hankins will flip that out of play.
McCausland, a lanky guy out there, and a lot of his swings, it looks like he's off balance just the way he steps with that lead foot, but must just be his approach.
Big swing and a miss at that. He stepped right outside of the box, it seemed, or right outside the bucket, as they said in Little League. He's down on strikes. A good pitch from Gurney. Speeds up the bat a little bit. McCausland just late.
Only 3 strikeouts from Gurney, but Rummery has shown, and now Gurney kind of taking a page out of that book. You don't need strikeouts to be successful. He's allowing these minors to put the ball in play, but only 2 hits to show for it.
Batter now, Perez, takes a big swing and miss at that. I think he was trying to make this a one-score game.
And Gurney throwing hard here. Maybe knows this is the last inning, given it everything he has.
Definitely looks like he's got a little more on that fastball as he's working up in the zone. See Zan Rose do that, empties out the tank when he kind of knows that he's going into his last inning. 1-1, swing and miss.
Something just diving at home plate that Perez couldn't seem to figure out. Maybe a changeup.
Does throw that two-seam that runs away from the lefty batters. That was it right there. A called strike 3. Two-seamer on the outer half. Then Chad Gurney makes quick work of Christian Perez. Back-to-back Ks. And now he's really filling up the zone.
And even though he came into this inning with just 2 strikeouts, maybe trying to say, hey, I can strike guys out if I want to, and now a chance to strike out the side here with Duran.
Duran, a ground ball and a fly out to second. First pitch, and they're going to say that's a foul ball. I heard the thud of his finger, but could have also hit the bat as well. And now the umpire is going to want some proof as he asks for that batting glove to come off and looking for the red spot. Now he's playing doctor out there.
Thought that it hit the back of his hand just based off the sound. It didn't sound like wood.
Now Brody Briggs is kind of looking at the dugout saying, well, you're an umpire at this game. You can't also be a doctor, so you're going to kind of have to pick and choose. You called a foul ball. That was the first thing he did, was put the hands up like that. So it's going to be a foul ball. Duran had no argument at all, which is
he didn't
weird.
argue, but he did kind of have a reaction.
That's what I was saying. It looks like it, honestly, from here, I heard that it hit it. It sounded like it hit him pretty firm, but maybe it got the knob and he was just trying to sell it. So not enough of a red mark yet. Maybe after the game, Duran and the home plate umpire will have a talk about it. 1-1, swung on and missed. Gurney working him inside.
Oh, yeah. Even after that pitch that was a foul ball but may have caught him, Gurney showing no remorse, just going right back in there.
See if he goes back to the inner half of the plate. Duran really crowds it. 1-2, swing and a miss. Briggs throws down to first base. How about striking out the side in the 6th inning? Chad Gurney, he's only getting stronger as we get later here. Another 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. How about some more runs for the Bucs? 2-0. Welcome back. Bottom half of the sixth inning. New hurler on for the Miners, and it's a big boy, Hayden Hattenback. And man, I would have loved for my mom to feed me whatever they fed him throughout the years. And he is 6'7". Oh boy,
240.
6'7", 240. He's every bit of it. There is no lying on that sheet of his height and weight. He might even be 6'8", for all we know. Coming into the game, this is his fifth appearance. He's 2-0. Or excuse me, 0-1. This is he started 2 games of the 4 appearances, 9 innings pitched, 6 hits, 6 earned runs, so a 6 ERA, and he's just struggled a little bit. So he'll face Josh Hankins to start, and he starts him with a called strike on the outer half.
And he is pumping it in there. His last time out was on July 2nd. He started that game, was only able to go 1 inning, giving up 6 earned runs.
Other than that, it's looked pretty good, I assume. Because the 6 runs are the only runs he's given up. That one's fouled back from Josh Hankins. Hattenback, a lefty, which really helps his case too. Tall lefty that throws hard. Not much better that you want on your team. Well, 0-2 misses upstairs.
I mean, it's got to be intimidating getting up there in the box against this guy.
I'd assume so. How tall he is comes over the top, and it is just coming at a directly down angle for any batter, especially taller batters would struggle, I would assume.
We'll be very interested to see what the Bucs get on their radar gun from him this game.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they don't whip it out right now.
Probably plays even faster, though, because of the downward angle.
2-2. Ground ball, foul, you're exactly right. That ball coming downhill definitely, in a way that physics works that I don't really understand, kind of picks up speed, I would assume, rather than if it's coming straight at you.
Just has multi-directional speed, not just forwards, but downwards.
2-2. That one misses. So we got ahead 0-2, and now it's fallen behind. Andrew Rudd is the lone Buck warming up in the bullpen. Arnett has sat down. Payoff pitch for Hankins. It's in the dirt. Ball 4, so a good job by Hankins working the count. He gets a leadoff walk.
And that's often the problem with these taller pitchers, is just finding the command. It's such a long delivery. There's so much time for something to go wrong. A couple of walks in that 1 inning, he pitched back on the second, and now walks the first man he sees.
So Zane Kelly grabs the bat, lay down a sac bunt back in the second inning. Successful sac bunt. Tries to lay down one here. This is popped up, and Duran's going to have it on the fly. And that's unfortunate. Zane Kelly can't get the job done. Pops that bunt out to Duran, who makes a really nice play.
Yeah, unfortunate from Kelly, and you'd think that the Bucs and he would be confident going out there trying to lay one down since he's already done it, but just couldn't get the job done.
So Brody Briggs with one down and a runner aboard at first base. Hattenback with some luck there as he gets some more luck with a pop fly into shallow left field. Patrizi, the shortstop, will drift out and make that grab just to the edge of the grass for out number 2. So after the leadoff walk, suddenly the threat diminishing here for the Bucs offense.
Yeah, diminishing quickly, just 2 pitches.
So Cade Lacey, last hope for the Bucs here. After this, they'll try to win it just with the 2-run lead, unless if they can get a run here with 2 outs. Looks like it's going to be Andrew Rudd. There goes Hankins. The pitch is downstairs. The throw is on time, and it's in there. They got him for out number 3. So didn't even take another pitch, just 2 pitches from Hattenback. After the leadoff walk, he gets a pop-up from Zane Kelly, a pop-up from Brody Briggs, and then he catches Hankins stealing second base. So we head to the top half of the 7th inning. Time for the Bucs to try to close it out with a 2-0 lead against the Miners. Top half of the seventh, last chance for the Miners here in this 7-inning doubleheader. Both games 7 innings. On the hill is Andrew Rudd. He comes in relief for Chad Gurney, a remarkable game for him. 6th appearance for Rudd. He's 2-0, 14 2/3 innings pitched. Get this, 10 hits, just the 1 earned run, scoring a .61 ERA. That's good for the second best on this team. The first pitch he throws is fouled off. The batter at the plate is Chase Wilcox. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 for the Miners as they try to play 2 to tie this one up at least.
And for Rudd, he pitched on Friday in that 2-1 loss against the Oilers. As this one is fouled off yet again, and he went the last 2 2/3 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts, so coming off a really great appearance.
And quickly ahead 0-2, the pitch. Ground ball, look what I found. Rudd stabs that, throws to first, and 1 down quickly here in the 7th.
Super calm and composed, just stuck the leather out there, and the baseball found it.
So that will bring up Nick Bisaccia, the second baseman. Already 1 down here in the 7th inning. Rudd trying to make quick work of these Miners. He fires a strike on the outside corner. Rudd working pretty quickly here. Expected him to come in. And this is hit to center field. Tough play. Zane Kelly reaches, and it's just off the mitt. Taking a big turnaround first is Bisaccia, but he'll retreat there, and that one in the glove of Zane Kelly and just out of it too.
Kelly gave it everything he had, thought he had it. We see that hat come off pretty often from the center fielder, and just unable to squeeze it.
So close. And going back to Gurney, closing his line. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no runs, 4 walks, and 5 strikeouts. So a little bit high on the walks, but of course just those 2 hits and no runs, and keeping a really good Miners offense away from scoring is a big feat, and he should be very proud of himself as Strohmeyer takes that one up and away. I know Zane Kelly thinking that he should have brought that ball in, but that is a tough play out in center field. 1-0, another chance for him. He comes in, and he's going to have to play that one on a hop. That one almost skipped by him, but luckily was able to grab it with some leather. So back-to-back base knocks for the Miners, and they're threatening here as the go-ahead run comes to the plate in the form of Riker Scow.
Yeah, not what you want to see if you're the Bucs, especially with the top of the order looming.
So that'll prompt a mound visit from Brody Briggs. Peyton Knowles will maybe come join them as he schemes around the outside part of the mound.
Yeah, kind of just eavesdropping, didn't really join.
So 2 on now all of a sudden after that easy play for Rudd, right back to him. And it's almost insult to injury when that ball is in the mitt of Zane Kelly and just pops out as he's trying to make the play. A lot of moving parts, diving, attempting to grab it and still hold on to it. Just an unfortunate play. First pitch to Scows, fouled right back. After him, top of the order is looming on deck, and with how well Drake Kerr can lay down a bunt and just playing small ball in general, if he gets up with 1 out, it might be trouble for this Bucs infield. But Rudd and the Bucs would love to see Drake Kerr in game 2. So that one just misses the inside part of the plate.
Great breaker that time. Could see what Rudd was trying to do and just barely missed his spot inside.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Corner is pretty far in. Hankins actually drifting back now. Pitch, called strike on the outer half. The Bucs might have caught a break there as Riker Scow looks to his home dugout.
I don't blame him.
That one looked off the plate. But Rudd been working a little bit inside. That outside pitch does not look as far outside as it normally does. Taking his time up there on the hill. 1-2. Just a bit downstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Game 2, 45 minutes after this one. Sped through this one already. At just over an hour and 30 minutes. Middle infield ready to turn 2. 2-2. Ground ball, here's a chance. Peyton Knoll grabs it, steps on second for 1. On the first double play, Bucs win. Rudd gets the ground ball he needed, and Peyton Knowles helps him out. A patented 4-3 double play, and the Bucs win it 2-0. Chad Gurney with a great game, going 6 innings, just what the Bucs pitching staff needed, and Andrew Rudd does his job. Comes in the 7th inning. Yeah, he got 2 runners on, but how about a double play to end it, Will? We'll go ahead and wrap things up. Will, what did you think about this game one?
I just thought that the pitching for the Bucs was obviously fantastic. Only 4 hits, no runs allowed from these Miners bats, and these Miners, we're used to seeing them score a bunch of runs, but not today. Not with Gurney on the mound, and not with Rudd on the mound.
Nope. A lot of goose eggs, 7 in total for this Miners team, who just unfortunately could not get the job done. But a great win for the Bucs. Once again, we saw really good pitching. The bats weren't really there, but honestly, with 10 men on the hill and out of Nebraska, just 1 walk coming in this game, 16 strikeouts. Like, first of all, great job by the Bucs not striking out that much, just putting balls in play. And they got 6 hits off of them. So honestly, considering how tough the pitching matchup is, considering that it was only a 7-inning game, I think the Bucs should be proud of themselves for putting up 2 runs against a tough pitcher.
100%. They did leave a couple opportunities out there, but in a game like this, it was less about the opportunities you left out there and more about the opportunities you made the most of, and it's safe to say the Bucs did that in the 2nd inning.
So game 1, a victory for the Bucs. Once again, game 2 will start 45 minutes from about right now. So that's 45 minutes approximately. Could be a little bit more, could be a little bit less. But for game 1, the Bucs take it. No runs on 4 hits and 2 errors for the Miners. 2 runs on 6 hits and no errors. Some clean baseball for the Bucs. A 2-0 victory. So for my partner Will Hopkins, Vic Massley is saying so long, but see you later for game 2. The Bucs take it.